Yo, Ryuji here, and today we'll be talking about Sukuna, the King of Curses, and the apex of power within the Jujutsu Kaisen universe. This will be a video where I go over his speed and strength in two main metas, and each one will be more powerful than the last. Now, before we actually start with the scaling, there's one thing I'd like to go over. It's going to be universal for all the scales going on in this video, including speed. As of chapter 223, Sukuna was stated to be the strongest sorcerer in history, only being matched by the strongest sorcerer of the modern era, Gojo. This would simply mean that anything the verse can put out, these two should be able to replicate and also surpass when it comes to power and speed, physical attributes mostly. So now we can actually jump right into the AP section. Now, jumping straight into the AP section, for our lower end meta for Sukuna, he would scale above people like the Disaster Curses, most importantly Jogo and Dagon. This is impressive due to Jogo's maximum meteor being calced to town level. Sukuna having these town levels of power isn't inconsistent at all, due to the fire arrow that he used to destroy Makaraga was also calced to town level and even higher ranges of power. For more impressive scaling for Sukuna though, once again, he would scale above the likes of Jogo, whose domain, Iron Coffin Mountain, fittingly was also calced to high mountain level. This wouldn't really be inconsistent for the Disaster Curses having this mountain level of power, as Dagon's domain was also calced to mountain level. Now, while it is depicted to contain an island and even a light source, I find the calculation just be a little more consistent, considering it accounts for not only the previous calculation of Jogo's domain, but also how the manga portrays these two, as Jogo was stated to be on a higher level by Nanami, and his domain is shown and stated to just be a big old mountain. If you believe that Dagon does indeed create an island, that's fine by me, and I'm leaving this up to your interpretation. Moving right along into our last AP section for Sukuna, I'd like to restate that Sukuna is the strongest in the verse at the current point in time and would scale to or above the feat shown by other characters. Now, let's go right into it. One of the characters Sukuna would surpass would be the likes of Yuki, who could create a black hole who was acknowledged by Kenjaku to be able to destroy the world. It was calculated 3 different times by 3 different people to be in the large planetary ranges of power. Now, before we just grant him these planetary levels of power, let's consider a few things to support this. On the back of the volumes, they declare that Fingerbearer attains enough power to destroy the world. Additionally, Sukuna's slash would not only just be stated to cut the world, but also space and existence itself. Those would go to reinforce this narrative. But lastly, we must go back to Dagon's domain. It is illuminated with light, which leads us to think that maybe Dagon has created some sort of star. And if he did, that would more than certainly solidify planetary to star ranges of power for the top tiers within the verse as a realistic highball, and their domains, or maybe using their maximum techniques, which in this case would probably be Sukuna's slash that cuts the world that he used to defeat Gojo. To conclude all this AP section, because I know it's ran on for a little bit, we've gotten Sukuna anywhere from town level to planetary, with like more supporting evidence for town to mountain, and planetary being more of his highball. Now, where you think he scales in AP based on what I've provided is once again entirely up to you. Let's go straight into Sukuna's speed. Moving straight into the speed section, I'd like to restate just one more time that Sukuna does indeed scale above everyone in the verse, as he's the pinnacle right now. So for his combat speed, he should scale above Maki, who is casually fighting at Mach 3 against Nalia or Kersia, whatever you want to call him. Though he can't get higher when scaling off Maki, as she was capable of grabbing a bullet basically point blank range, which is calculated to Mach 7 to Mach 19, which would make her hypersonic, and of course Sukuna as well. And for his reaction speed off scaling above just Maki, Toji, and Hikari, who could all react to lightning, he should be in the massively hypersonic ranges of reaction speed. But it can actually get much higher within the same arc that Maki could catch the bullet that was traveling that was calculated Mach 7 to 19. Yuji was capable of performing a black flash, which was calculated to relativistic plus speeds, I believe. Relativistic to relativistic plus speeds, which would in turn make Sukuna's reaction speed around that range of speed too. And it wouldn't be inconsistent, as I'll discuss going into our next meta. Moving right into our next meta, we'll be discussing faster than light to massively faster than light Sukuna. Piggybacking off the Yuji feat, he would scale above that form of Yuji with relativistic reaction speed. Sukuna, in his fight with Kashimo, while severely injured, was able to combat and dodge one of Kashimo's attacks, which due to its electromagnetic makeup was traveling extremely close to the speed of light. This is calculated to be around 3 times the speed of light, or low in FTL. FTL Sukuna wouldn't really be inconsistent, as Sukuna, even at 15 fingers, was above Kashimo, as he believed Gojo would have killed him if it wasn't for Sukuna. The same Kashimo would be able to perform an FTL feat by escaping Yuki's black hole, which is stated that not even light could escape from. Back to the Kashimo feat though, due to how injured Sukuna was, I believe it's very logical to say he was at around 10% to maybe even highest 20% of his power. So base Sukuna in his Megami body, which should be around 10 times stronger than his 3 times FTL self, making him around 30 times FTL. But he can get even higher due to him being able to combat Gojo. Even though he was fighting with Maharaga, so take this how you want, he was still able to combat Gojo, who received 4 Black Flash amps, each one being a multiplier of 2.5. Just stacking those up with the base speed they should both have off scaling to each other at full power. Megami body Sukuna being 10 times his Kashimo fight self at the beginning being 30 times would give us around 1,171.8 times faster than light, or MFTL. I don't actually think this is very consistent. I think it's more consistent to just say that Sukuna and Gojo are around 30 times faster than light, but their attack speed can be a lot higher, or Sukuna's at least, because his slash was able to seemingly blitz Gojo at the end of the fight. And when looking for how fast you need to be to blitz someone with something, or just attack to be able to blitz someone faster than you, I found 2 wikis, one a little unknown saying 4.4 times faster, and VSBW saying 6.86 times faster. So to be safe, it should be 5 times faster to blitz someone. Taking that into account, Gojo and Sukuna's speed would be around 30 times FTL, or 30 times faster than light normally, and his slash, or at least the first slash, would be 150 times faster than light. So with this, in the speed section, we have Sukuna from hypersonic to MFTL reaction and combat speed, and I think it's more consistent for Sukuna, at least at the end of the series, to be in this relativistic to maybe FTL plus low end MFTL range of power. More consistently, me personally, I have him at FTL in the 3 to 30 times ranges faster than light. And as I said before, how fast you think Sukuna is based on the information I provided is entirely up to you. Now let's go ahead and wrap up this whole scale with Sukuna's hacks. There's not really much to say about them, so I'll just quick fire them with a brief explanation of what they are and how he gets them. Going right into his hacks, Sukuna would have Duraneg based on his cleave for dismantle, being able to adapt to opponent's toughness. He'd have soul manipulation, being able to hurt Mahito, who can only be harmed at his soul. Space manipulation, his slash was stated to cut the world's space in existence itself. Body modification, he literally changed his body from Megami to his perfect form in Kashimo's words. Adaptation via Maharaga. Healing via the deer and RCT. Summoning via the 10 shadows. Fire manipulation via his arrow. And possibly more that I haven't really remembered or added here. And to wrap everything up, we've gotten Sukuna in his AP section anywhere from town level to large planetary, and his speed from hypersonic to MFTL, with him being consistently in the mountain to planetary ranges of power with FTL to FTL plus speeds. And again, where you think he scales based on the information I've provided is entirely up to you. But I do want to thank everyone for watching, and drop what you might want to see in the next video. Enjoy the rest of your day or night. Hope to see you in the next video. Peace.